Hey guys, and welcome back to this installment of IMG Tales. So my name is Jamieson. I am a final year medical student at the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland who's going to be starting her pediatric residency this summer in Boston. And I'm here to chat to you guys a little bit about electives. So as you guys may or may not know, students who are in their penultimate year of medical school, the summer between their penultimate and final year of medical school, or for many of us third and fourth year, will do electives in their specialty of choice in order to gain more experience to help bolster a residency application. I did 2 electives last summer that helped with my application. Some people had questions about what electives are, how do you get them, why do you do them? So I'm here to answer some of those questions for you right now. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So first, let's start off with what are electives, and maybe I should rephrase this into what electives are not. So electives are usually experiences for medical students that have just completed their third year and are now in their 4th year of medical school, and they take place in the summer between 3rd and 4th year. They are generally hands-on experiences where you are actively participating in a clinical environment. The amount that you get to do really depends on where you are, but they're generally hands-on experience where you're trying to get more experience and more exposure in your chosen specialty. Some students use it as an opportunity to try different specialties that they might not have had access or exposure to, so that they can determine if that's what they really want to do. For me, because I already knew that I loved pediatrics, it was about getting experience in my specialty, and then also, because I'm coming in as an international medical graduate, getting US experience, because there are certain intricacies to the US healthcare system that IMGs need to be aware of. So in pediatrics, that's things like, well, child visits, using an electronic medical record, the different vaccine schedules that are slightly different in the US versus in foreign countries. So it's important to cover all of those things in your electives. It's important to distinguish electives from things like observerships. So observerships generally are not hands-on experiences. They are kind of, as the title suggests, more observing. And then this is even different from externships, which externships are usually for people who have already graduated from medical school and are looking for a US clinical experience as required for their residency application. I won't talk about externships. I don't have any experience with them. I also won't talk about observerships since I don't have experience with them either. I am going to focus on my elective experience. So there are a couple of different ways where students get electives. The first way a lot of students get electives is through elective portals, like the Visiting Student Learning Opportunities portal, called VSLO, or sometimes referred to as VSAS, through the AIMC. That is a portal that you get access to through your medical school. Even for myself as an international medical graduate, I needed to get approved by someone at my medical school in order to get access to the VSLO portal. And then it presents opportunities to you that are available, and you can apply to those opportunities. So a few students in my class got electives at Mayo through them. I didn't get anything through VSAS or VSLO. There weren't a lot of pediatric opportunities available on there last year at the time as an IMG, because you'll only be exposed to opportunities that you are qualified to apply for. If a program doesn't take IMGs, generally they won't be available for you to see as an IMG. The portal can look very different if you're a US medical student versus a IMG medical student, but it's the same portal that everyone uses and that a lot of different medical schools upload their opportunities through VSLO. The next way that a lot of students get elective experience is through just looking at individual schools themselves. So some schools don't post their opportunities to VSLO or VSAS, and you need to go and look at the individual school itself, go to their website and submit an application to their elective. Some schools, again, restrict this or don't allow IMGs to participate. This was the case for a lot of schools last year with COVID. I don't know how this is going to change in the future. I would hope that more schools would start allowing IMGs back at their programs, but it is something to consider. And the other thing is that some schools, when you go to their website, will say, we only participate in VSAS. So if you don't see their opportunity listed on VSAS, then you shouldn't really be contacting that school and then asking them for an opportunity directly if they direct you to VSAS. The next way that students get electives are through companies. So a few of these companies are things like ASMD, AMO Opportunities. I think there's one called FMG Portal. There's a few different ones, and these are generally experiences that connect you to doctors directly. Generally at private clinics, the doctor might be affiliated with a different medical school. That's kind of how you get involved in those. They're more of a private portal. It's not as much about being affiliated with a specific institution as it is being connected to a specific doctor. These experiences also tend to cost a little bit more than some of the experiences through either individual schools or VSAS or VSLO. Then finally, you can have experiences through personal connections. And this is actually how I got my experiences. And for context, I don't have any doctors in my family. I don't have like massive connections in healthcare. What I found was that kind of trying to leverage my personal connections, whether it be a former PI for a research project or talking to my parents or my friends and saying, hey, this is something that I'm looking for. Do you know who I could contact? And then just sending cold emails to different clinics. Those were all things that I did that helped me get my 2 electives. I was at a clinic in Toronto, which is a pediatric urgent care, and I loved my time there, loved my experience with them, and that was kind of my first real hands-on experience outside of my pediatrics clerkship. I spent 2 weeks with them, and then after finishing my 2 weeks with them, I did 8 weeks with a pediatric general practice in New York City. I had a great time. I learned a ton. I got a ton of hands-on experience. I think that electives are really, really powerful in kind of getting to speak to your specialty experience in an application. I understand that for a lot of people, either financially or because of visa issues or because of any number of reasons, COVID-19 was a huge reason when I was applying for electives that a lot of people can't get them. So now that we've talked about kind of what they are and how you get them, I want to talk a little bit kind of just before I end this video on how to stand out at your elective. For me, the big things were punctuality, professionalism, and kind of perseverance. So punctuality, be on time. 15 minutes early is on time for me. I'm one of those people that's, if I'm on time, I feel like I'm 5 minutes late. So being on time is super important because it shows that you're interested. It shows that you kind of have the responsibility to be kind of handling different situations. The second is professionalism. So that's dressing appropriately. So if the clinic says, you know, our dress code is scrubs, then you wear scrubs. If their professional dress code is business casual, you wear business casual. You stick to what the standards are at your clinic. You are professional with the staff. You say please, you say thank you, you ask questions as appropriate. You are kind of kind and honest with what your strengths and weaknesses are. And you get so much further if you're kind and professional with all of the staff. And then finally, perseverance. Needing to persevere through the obstacles that you foresee, whether that's in the process of getting your elective, or if you're facing challenges in your elective itself, persevering through those challenges while maintaining punctuality, professionalism, and perseverance, and really maintaining kind of who you are as a person and persevering to be the best physician that you're going to be. Now that I've said all of that, if you have other questions about electives, please drop them down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next week for our next video, which the topic for this video came from a poll on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the link is going to be down in my bio. You should go and do that because I'll be posting more polls for future IMG Tales videos. Until next time, I will see you guys all later. Bye guys.